Hi friends, it's Yana here today and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be using this gorgeous fabric to hopefully make a set for an upcoming cruise that I'm going on. I have a couple of patterns in mind that I'm going to be using. This fabric is a little bit thicker and it has zero stretch. The patterns I'm using, one of them is for a light woven and the other one is for a knit with minimal stretch. I've made these pants before in a linen and they worked great. So I'm hoping that in some way in this universe, someone just is kind to me and lets this work out, because I don't think this is the right fabric for a doll, but we're going for it because that's what I do. And I think it would be super cute in this fabric. I hope. Anyway, let's get started. So like I said, I'm trying two different patterns. I'm not trying them, I've made these patterns before. The first one for the bottoms, I'm going to make the wide leg cargos. The wide leg cargos by Pattern for Pirates. Again, these are meant to be done with a knit with minimal stretch. But like I said, I've made them with linen and they've worked. So I'm just hoping and praying that this will work. All right, so we just got done cutting out the fabric. Next thing to do is to set up my machine. I'm using a chain stitch on my cover stitch on my, on my Baby Look Accolade. So I'm gonna do that. But before I do that, I'm taking a little snack break. What's your favorite candy to munch on? I wanna know. Comment below and let me know. If you're wondering how I thread my machine, make sure you check out my other videos where I show the different threadings on my machine, the different types of threadings on my machine, and I go over this chain stitch too. All right, let's make sure this works. Oh, perfect. Looks so good. Now I can get started. Time to get started sewing now. This is just gonna be, this is a quick, you know, like sew along kind of blog. So I'm not like going through every single step of the pattern in detail. So if you really have questions, if you want to sew up this pattern, make sure you check out the actual pattern tutorial for these patterns. I'm making the high waist, the high rise pants, and I think I am going to do the pockets, not the patch pockets, but just the regular pockets. So I'm going to place them right sides together and attach at the top. Since I'm doing the regular slap pockets, I am going to end up cutting off a little bit here at the top because that's where kind of where your hands go right there. So I'm going to attach that, but you're going to cut off that edge and attach that right there, because this is the bag, which we'll add later. When I'm sewing, I like to do as many things as I can at once. So I will be sewing both of these patterns at the same time. And don't mind the sound in the background. I am indeed doing laundry at the same time that I am sewing, because I am not one to waste time doing one little thing at a time, but I am one to break a ton of clips. So there you go. Comment below and let me know about clips. Am I the only one who ends up breaking clips all the time? I feel like I'm always breaking a clip, and I think it's, I really do think that clips have like a life, and then they just break after that life span. Like that's it. Like we're done. We did our part. We're not doing anymore. We're breaking. Okay, so I am adding the pockets, right sides together to the bottoms, and I'm also starting my top, the square neck top by Ellie and Mac, the Zara square neck top. I'm sewing the facing, the shoulders of the facings, right sides together. I cut all my things on fold, my facings and my bodices, because I didn't think I needed to do a sway back adjustment or anything like that. And then now I'm going to sew up my darts. I love to use this, what are they called? The heat fusible pens. I don't know. So like they look really sharp. And then when you, as soon as you like steam them or iron them, put some heat on them, they vanish. So like, look at how dark it is. And then I'm gonna show you once I iron them, they're gonna be gone. I love it. All right, let me know below if you are working on something coming up soon. We are going to be heading on a cruise for the week of Thanksgiving. I am super excited about it. I've only got like 2 more weeks and well, like 1.5 weeks, and then we're going. So I am like trying to do all the sewing things, and I do want to do another little vlog for you where I show you all the things I wore on the cruise. So I'm really hoping that this little outfit turns out really cute. And if it doesn't, I'm going to be very sad. I don't think I did a vlog on this one. I did post a little bit on my Instagram, but I made this bathing suit right here. This is the Tropical Twist by Ellie and Mac. I wanted like a fall swimsuit. So this one I thought was really cute. All right, I'm gonna go do the darts. I'm gonna sew together the shoulders here. And I'm also, you know what? I'm gonna sew together my shoulders for my front and back, and finish off the raw edge of the bottom of my facing as well. All the things at once. We're trying to get this done quick. I don't know that I'll be able to take pictures today. I always get so upset because I end up finishing my sews like right when the sun is going down. And I'm like, if I would have finished it just a few minutes earlier, I'd be able to take beautiful sunset pictures, but I'm never able to because I always finish too late. Let's sew. All right, first I'm doing the shoulders, and I am doing that with my sewing machine because I want to be able to open them up when I sew them on. And the darts also need to be done on a sewing machine. We're moving over to my serger, and we're gonna work on a chain stitch to do the rest of the steps. First, I'm going to finish off all the raw edges on the outer edges of my facing. All right, so my camera decided not to focus on the stuff that I just did, so I just went to my serger and I sewed up all those other pieces. Now I'm back at my sewing machine and I'm top stitching that pocket towards the back. Actually, I'm just under stitching. I'm gonna grab my seam allowance towards the pocket. That's what I'm gonna do, not sew it, just top stitch it. That way it's top stitched there, and when you fold it, it'll stay under. All right, so I already know I'm not gonna be able to finish this today because the sun's already setting and I need to go make supper. But before I do, I'm gonna do a couple more things. So the darts are done, which I need to steam, which I haven't, but I'm over here now, so might as well do the second part, which is the part that I'm over here to do. I'm gonna open that up and grab my facing, open it up, and place it right sides together, matching up the front with the front and the back with the back, all around that center area. And we're gonna sew that right sides together. I'm gonna sew that with my sewing machine. And, oh, actually this is the back. I'm gonna sew that with my sewing machine. I think I may, when I'm done with this top at the bottom, I may put some elastic to kind of bring it in at the bottom just because of the look that I'm trying to go for. I have things floated in my mind. I don't know if you're like that when you're sewing and things float in your mind and you kind of just start changing your mind up. That's kind of how my mind works. All right, so here we have the top. I think this is gonna be so super cute. Okay, and then after, I'm gonna grab my pants and I'm gonna open up that pocket we just did, and I'm gonna grab my facing here and place it right on top and sew the outer around the outside. Hopefully this time my camera doesn't act up and I can actually record it. I get to the front, I lift and I tip and I pivot over. In the corners, I'm gonna go in and just clip to the corner. And then I'm gonna fold all my fabric up and understitch, which means I'm gonna push all the seams towards the facing. And top stitch on the inside. All the seams towards the facing. All right, friends, I am back. We had dinner and everything, and I'm back to sewing this morning. I already started piecing everything together, and then my camera did not record. So here I am telling you again what I did. So I had the pant leg completed already. The pocket has been completed. So I went ahead and pinned the pocket at the top and the side to make sure that they are not going to fall down on me. Then I grabbed one front pant leg and one back leg. As you can see, the back is bigger than the front. And I'm going to sew the sides, the inseam here and the side seam here on both pant legs to create the pant legs. Now, I'm not doing butt pockets. If you're doing butt pockets, you want to do that first before you sew it together. If you're doing the cargo pocket that comes with the pattern, you want to sew the side seam first, do the cargo pocket, and then sew the inseam. I'm not bothering with that. I hope I don't regret it. So that is what I'm doing with the pants. With the top, I did burrito method. As you can see here, I'm going to show you again because it didn't record it. So I'm going to take it apart and actually show you a little bit of a close-up on how I'm doing this burrito method, because might as well, right? All right, so here's my bodice and I'm just opening it up and my facing is here at the bottom underneath it. You can see it right here. I have steamed it and it's ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this side. So what I'm going to grab is this side and I'm going to just roll it. I'm going to open up this is the bodice main and the facing out like this, so it's opened up. And as I'm rolling this here, I want to grab this facing from this angle. Now this is the front bodice, this is the facing, and I'm going to attach the facing to the front bodice, making sure I don't catch any of this other arm in the way. Right sides together here. And I'm going to stitch it. Now I did finish off the raw edge over here of my yoke, my facing. I didn't need to finish the inside facing. I don't know why I finished it. I just needed to finish the outside, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. That's why I got a little confused when I was going to start sewing it. I'm like, wait, it's finished. Well, that was my mistake. All right, so then I'm going to sew all this all the way down here. Now, while I'm over there doing all this, I'm also going to go grab my waistband and sew right sides together on the two short edges. I cut mine on the fold, so I just have to sew right here because I didn't have a ton of fabric. It was like basically just enough. So I got rid of this seam allowance here. That way I would have just enough of my waistband. I don't know if I already showed you the chain stitch, but I wanted to show it to you again, just in case you were wondering. This is like a straight stitch here, and then it finishes off the raw edge as well. So if you don't have like a chain stitch like this, you may want to go and do a straight stitch and then finish off the raw edges so that your fabric is not going to fray on you. For our bottoms, the next thing to do is to grab one of your pant legs and we're going to flip it right side out. Make sure your pocket is caught on all the angles. Remove these pins because I keep pinning myself. I'm going to leave the top pins on though because that's for the waistband and we will have to attach the waistband later anyway. So then I'm going to fit one pant leg into the other and sew the crotch seam. So match up this crotch area here, right sides together. Pencil, twist it up, match up the bottom crotch and then go all the way up the top, up to the top, and then to the other side as well. And here's what that looks like. The crotch seam here, let's sew that up. Then we'll have to attach waistband and that will be it for the pants, well, and hem. For the top, we're gonna pull nicely, slowly, that sleeve, kind of the sleeve that we rolled, we're gonna pull it right through to come out to the other side. So make sure you pull it nicely so it doesn't tear or nothing. Okay, and as you can see, one side is all nice and finished. See that? That looks so nice right there. So then now we're gonna do the same on the other side. So now on the other side, we open up that side again. So here's the right side of the bodice, the facing. We grab the side that we already sewed up and we roll it towards that other side. And then we do the same thing where we match our facing and our bodice right sides together. And we're gonna sew that up. Then all we'll have to do is sew the side seams, hem, and we're done with the bodice. I mean the top. So easy peasy. All right, so the pants are basically done. Time for waistband. So I'm gonna put them aside, and then, you know, you'll try them on and hem them. I wanna try them on first before I hem them, figure out what I wanna do with the hem. So excited. All right, I'm gonna put these aside. Okay, the bodice. So we're gonna, again, pull through that shoulder area nicely and slowly. So make sure it's not going to tear or anything. And now we have a bodice that is nice and lined here, right? So then now we're gonna face them right sides together. And so starting at the facing, all the way down the side on both sides. And then the bodice will be, the top will be done, and it'll be time for the hemming, and that will be all that will be done for the shirt. Now, actually, I'm gonna try it on before I hem it, because I was thinking that I may want to change a little bit something with the hem. Either I might want it shorter, depending on how it fits with the pants, how high the pants are, if I want to shorten the shirt. I also thought about maybe even put in like elastic. I'm gonna cut out all these threads here. Maybe even put in like elastic at the bottom of the hem to kind of blouse it a little bit, so it kind of sits right at the waistline of the pants. So I'm gonna wait on that once I try it on, figure out what I wanna do from there. That's a really neat thing about sewing your own clothing, is that you can, if there's little things that you're like, you know what, I wanna change that, I wanna change this as you're sewing, you can. It's your fabric, it's your design, it's your, you can do whatever you want with it. So I'm gonna sew those side seams. Now for the waistband, we're gonna go ahead and open it up and fold it wrong sides together lengthwise, so it's like half folded. And then we're gonna go over to our sewing machine. I think the waistband is gonna all be worked at the sewing machine. I'm not putting grommet holes because I'm not doing a drawstring, but if you're doing drawstring, right now is where you would do the grommet holes first before you sew it together. Once this is lined up, we're gonna go baste the bottom, leaving a gap where I'm going to insert my elastic through the gap, my 2-inch elastic. And then I'm gonna sew the elastic right sides together, fit it through, and then do the top stitching of the waistband to create that little ribbing of top stitching. Another thing I'm gonna do is, since this is not, it's a non-stretch fabric, I'm gonna try to put this waistband through over my hips. I wanna make sure that it is wide enough to go over my hips, because that is what I'm doing. And if it's not, then I'm gonna have to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna do that first before I put it on, before I go sew it, and then I'm gonna go sew that and show you on the sewing machine. Okay, so I gotta leave a gap here where I'm going to go ahead and insert that elastic. Okay, I'm gonna use a zigzag stitch and sew this together, the elastic. and then fit the elastic all the way through and make sure it's not twisted or crooked or bending down or nothing like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and close that gap. Go down to my, well, just basting stitch again, close that basting stitch gap. Okay, now you want to make sure that your elastic is nice and even. And now we can go ahead and create those lines because you don't want the elastic to kind of flop and twist and everything when you wash it or whatnot. So you want to make sure that it's nice and even. So we're going to start, I'm going to start at the back, but you know, if you have side seams, you're going to follow the lines that are on the pattern. And I didn't draw those lines, but let's see. This is like, yeah, like 2 and a little bit of inches. So I'm going to do like start at the top at a 1/2 inch, then another line. Now, you know what? I'm going to do like a 3/4 inch line and then another 3/4 inch line. Or if you want to do 3 lines, you can do a 1/2 inch and another 1/2 inch and then another 1/2 inch. And then this gives you the where you're going to attach it. So it's really up to you. But you can also draw those lines that are on the pattern. So as I'm doing this, I'm just going to stretch and sew. All right, time to attach waistband, and then we'll try it on and go from there with the hem, also with the top hem, and figuring out what I want to do with that. Oh my goodness. If you have not checked your sewing machine, go ahead and check it for, clean it, is what I meant to say. My goodness, my machine, it was acting up, and I thought it was because maybe it was dirty or something, so I opened it up. There was so much lint in my sewing machine. Oh my word, I don't know how it was functioning. That was not the reason why I was messing up. I had done something else, which I figured out later. But clean your sewing machines. I always clean my serger because, you know, you always open it to thread it, but your sewing machine, you don't open the thing very often. So when you do open it, so open it more often. Okay, so I quarter my band and then right sides together. So this is not the right side. So this is the right side. No, this is the right side, right? So the right side is gonna touch, let's make sure that this is the right side. Yeah, the right side is gonna touch the right side of our pants. You wanna match up the right sides and match up those quarter points. Then we're gonna stretch and sew. I'm gonna sew it on my serger. And then I'm gonna try them on and see what we have to do next. All right, starting at the back. Stretching and sewing. Make sure your pocket is not folded down or anything when you're sewing it up. All right, I am basically finished. I hemmed my bottoms by a full inch, and then I actually cut 2 inches off of my bodice and hemmed it a full inch. And it hits right where I want it. I want it to hit just at the edge of the pants. Now, 2 things. Number 1, I don't know if I want to put elastic in here, which I'm going to try it and see what it looks like. Kind of elasticate this right here. I kind of feel like that would give it a really cute look. I did leave a gap in the back just in case. Now, number 2, with this pants, I did size up because I wanted to make sure that they fit really nicely. So they are a little bit looser. But also in the back, I don't know why, I feel like I had some extra fabric back here. So I'm going to pick the back band and put in the darts. I'm gonna put in 2 darts right here, just like go in right here a little bit, just so they can go in a little bit right here at my bottom. And I think that will also bring them in a little bit at the sides as well and add a little bit more shape that I want on this pant. So what do you think? I love how this top fits. I was worried that it was gonna like cut at my skin or something because it's a heavier fabric, but it fits so perfect. I am in love. I think this with some high-waisted jeans would be super cute. I love how the pants fit as well, just with that little rearrangement that I'm gonna go in the back, but that's because of the fabric. I think they fit really, really nice. And I think even just the pants with like a t-shirt or like, you know, like some kind of top would look super cute as well. I don't know. I love this pair together. Comment below and let me know. Let me go do those tweaks, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like with the elastic waist and stuff. Okay, y'all. I'm just making up these darts as I go, and we're just going to hope that they work. But I didn't want to leave you in the dark and not show you what I'm doing. So let me show you. First off, I want them to be the same space away from the edge. So I'm going to go with, so here's my line here. Let's just say it's 12 inches. I'm gonna go somewhere like in the middle. I'm just gonna go right here at about 6 inches. And I think I only want to take like about an inch off. Like I don't want to take a lot off. So I marked my spot. I'm gonna mark my, yeah, let's make it an inch. So then at a half an inch, my inch, and then I'm gonna go down, let's go down 4 inches. I'm just gonna go down 4 inches and mark my half an inch here, because it would be the center, right? So then I'm gonna go out from there. I just don't want to take out a lot, because that's like, that right there is 2 inches, right? So there's one dart. Then I'm gonna do the same exact thing on the other side where I marked it here. At 4 inches, right? Is that what we did? Gosh, I have the brain capacity of a goldfish. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going here, 4 inches. Here's my half. And then I'm going from that half point up to the end. And then do the same towards the other side. All right. Let's cross our fingers and hope this looks good. I'm gonna go take in, folding this, taking this dart here, and then I'm just gonna sew the band on, sew it on first with my sewing machine. That way I can see how it worked. And if it worked, the dart works, if it looks good, if I need to take it in more, if I need to take it out, whatever I have to do. It's much easier when you do it on your sewing machine than you do your serger. So let's go do that, and then we'll go from there. All right, to sew a dart, we start at the top of the line. The top of the line. And we go down towards where it comes out right here. As we get close to the bottom, I'm gonna decrease my stitch length and come right out. Same thing we did for our top. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other dart. Dartity dart dart. Leave it long so you can do a little knot here at the bottom so they don't come undone. That matches up pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just sew it at a regular stitch, just so I know what it looks like. And then once I'm happy, then I can sew it on my serger. All right, I'm gonna go try them on and make sure it all fits good. All right, friends, blouse top, cute, darted back, much better. I do think that I could have done them a little bit wider and a little bit longer and they would have been just fine, but I do like them a little bit loose, the pants. What do you think about the blousing? Do you think I should leave it bloused? If I was comfortable showing my midriff, like, it's not that I'm not comfortable, I just don't really love doing that, then I think this would look really cute where it was like the midriff showing. but I don't really love showing my midriff, so I think I'm going to release it and just leave it be. What do you think? Let me know. Comment below and let me know what you think of this outfit. I love how it turned out. Sometimes it does pay off to just be a rebel and use the fabric you want to use, like in this case. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little behind the scenes kind of fun sewing vlog. I have other things that I want to make, and I hope you'll come with me. I'm going to show you. I've got this pretty fabric here, and I want to make a romper. I don't have a pattern, so I'm just kind of gonna see what I can do. I may actually use these bottom as a thing for the shorts. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, so yeah, hopefully there'll be a video coming soon too, maybe. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't, so that you don't miss out any other videos. And if you want to follow me for more behind the scenes on Instagram, I'm at eloise.ezra over there. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. All right, so now I have the blouse without the elastic, and I think it looks adorable. What do you think? I just love how this turned out. I love it. Let me know what you think below. Somebody also mentioned about adding like a brown trim at the bottom of my top, and that's kind of been running through my mind. How cute would that be if I did add a little bit of trim at the bottom? Anyway, I don't think I have any in hand, so I'd have to go to the store. I don't know if I'll go to the store before my cruise, but it might be something that I try later. I think it's adorable. Let me know what you think in the comments below.